How important is your online footprint, if you will, to your acting career, like your acting website, your social media? How important is all of that?
Yeah, it's pretty important, especially coming from the comedy world, because if you're not trying to make a joke on Twitter, someone else from, Cincinnati, Ohio already is, or someone can beat you to the punch. Did you hear that pun, punchline?
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
That's good.
But it is. There's different ways. It's kind of a crazy changing landscape, but there's different ways to go about Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, and then your own personal website as well. But if someone wants to cash in something, and there's a guy, let's say his name's Chad, because that's what we're going with today, looks just like me, and he has a reel up and I don't, at least they have something to go off of already before he even gets in the room, and it gives him a leg up in the competition per se. But it is, you just have to, it's weird to say, I guess, in a way, but if you were to Google somebody, an up-and-coming actor, writer, producer, whatever, and they, server can't be reached, or if nothing comes up,
404 error,
you're going to have that kind of like, well, then what are you doing? Are you really actually working? Are you lying? It's beneficial in all ways. I mean, people, that's how, look at YouTube celebrities and YouTube stars. People are making their own living just kind of off their own personality and using social media as a platform to gain fans, to gain likes, to gain shares. And then comes the branding, and then comes the advertisements and ability to make money based off of your own personality, which at the end of the day, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, that's all you wrapped into kind of one, in a way. A way for people that don't know you personally to think they know you personally.
Right.
And then your own website, your professional website, however you want to approach it as a actor, model, writer, your portfolio links. Everyone out here from a cinematographer to an editor, they all have their own reels up. And you need that to prove your work. If you make a sports reference, you'd rather you put together a highlight tape to get yourself maybe noticed by a college recruiter, whatever sport you're playing. It's the same thing here when it comes to acting. You got to put together your highlight tape so the coach or the casting director, the producer, can call you up and put you in something.
Well, I noticed with your site, and it's Anthony Fanelli, not underscore, hyphen.
Yeah, you believe that? I think some 14-year-old dirt bike rider bought the domain to Anthony Fanelli. So if you're out there, you may not be 14 anymore, but good work.
Well, you can check and see if it's expired. And then
exactly.
But so your site is incredibly organized, I have to say. So
thank you.
Amazing. You have is it 6 different reels?
Yeah, there's a couple different ones.
Okay.
There's the master reel, which has everything from TV, film, commercial. There's a comedic reel. There's a live comedy reel, a commercial reel, a hosting and spokesman reel, which, to people outside of the industry, they're going to all look the same. But within this, entertainment bubble that we work and live in out here, they're all very different and very distinct and show your skills in a different way.
When did you launch that website?
I think I built it about a year ago. Yeah, and the reels I try to, because there's always new stuff coming out, and as an actor, it's not the easiest thing to do to get your footage, so you have to go around certain ways in order to find it. So, if you film something last week, it may not even come out for 7 months, and it's on your resume, but no one can, visually see it or hear it until it actually comes out. So you have to keep building your reel up as much as possible. Yeah.
So 2012 is when you were here, late September-ish, but then it took you a few years to actually get all that material.
Yeah, I had a decent amount of footage from when I lived in Chicago, from working on some commercials there, which was good. So at least got my foot in the door with some agencies and managers that were like, okay, didn't just wake up one day and be like, I'm gonna go act for a living. That was my impersonation. I'm great at impersonations, as you can tell. But I wasn't that person. I had a little bit, like you said, I prepared as much as possible. So before I moved out here, I actually sent out headshots and reels to about 40 agencies. And I just Googled LA agencies. So that had your biggest ones all the way to, some guy that's faking it, living in his mom's basement that says he's an agency. I sent him everywhere. So actually the day I got out here, I had 2 meetings set up.
Oh, wow.
Which was very nice. But, I sent it out to so many, those 2 got back to me. It was just a numbers game at that point. It's like cold calling, it really was. And spending the money and taking the time to physically, 2012, not too long ago, it was right in that transition of everyone going, are we just doing digital or do we want the hard copies? It's still to this day, it's a toss-up. Some people want them, some people don't. But yeah, that's how I got in, was having a little bit of a reel and saying, I'm coming here from Chicago, here's what I've done there, here's what I can hopefully do out here.
How often do you maintain your website in terms of updating it with new stuff? Because you seem very busy, and I know we've talked previously today that you have many things going on. So how often are you updating stuff?
Anytime I film something or write or produce something that's actually been produced, I update my resume. And then anytime it's actually already happened, because there's a lot of smoke and mirrors out here and a lot of broken promises that do happen, unfortunately, nature of the business. And so anytime actually something does come to fruition, I'll put it up there. Recent news, film this, this got picked up writing, he grew 4 inches overnight and now he can dunk a basketball. That's a joke. Stuff like that. I'll throw it in there as soon as it happens, because if people are looking, they obviously want to know what's the most recent. Because you don't want to go to someone's site and you're not going to click on an actual site that and it says like the newest post was in 2009 and it's not going to be relevant. It's just not.
Right. Okay.
And like I said, it's the same thing with the jokes on Twitter. Someone else is updating their thing, or someone else just shot something as well. It's a competitive. There's a Chad and Tyler out there looking just like me, ready to take it out from under me.